Hi, what's up guys? Today I would like to show you my Paleo deck profile. I had to order a lot of cards for this deck because there are so many old cards that I didn't have, and it took me a while to collect them, all of them. So finally I built a deck and I tested it, and it's really fun to play it. So I really recommend to try it out. So for the monsters I play 3 soldier dragons. Once per turn, if my opponent activates a card or effect, I can special summon a level 2 or lower dragon monster from my deck. So with this card I can special summon a second one and a third one, and afterwards I can special summon Laundry Dragon Maid that mills 3 cards from the deck. These monsters gives me level 2 bodies on the field. So I can swarm the field with level 2 monsters, and afterwards I can go into Paleozoic extracted monsters. Next, 3 Episode King Backjack. So with this card I can stack my deck and place a card from my top of the deck into the back row. I mean, mill it, and if it's a trap I can place it into back row. So it's really good to get the card you need, either for milling or protecting yourself. And that's it for the monsters. Next, for the spells, 3 Traptonizing Tune. With this card I can discard trap and draw 2 more. And also I can recycle back banished traps into the deck. Next, 3 Time Tearing Morganite. With this deck I can play a couple more turns than in other usual decks. So in the long run, Morganite gives me a lot of advantage, and also it can be beneficial to normal summon 2 monsters with if I draw, for example, Laundry and Soldier Dragon or Blackjack. Next one, Reasoning. Unfortunately this card is limited, and with only 8 monsters in the main deck I can mill a lot of cards until I hit the monster with it, and I want to get as many cards into grave as possible. Next, for the Paleo cards, 3 Marla, 2 Foolish Any Trap from deck to grave, Lancolia, get back a banished card, Canada to set a monster, Damages to banish card on the field, and it's to destroy a spell and trap. Not only your opponent, you can destroy your own. I use it a lot frequently just to trigger a trap and chain a second Paleo from grave. Next, for protection I play 3 Wabaku, 3 Threatening Roar, 3 Rise to Full Height, and 3 Destructive Daruma Karmakan. Originally I played less of Threatening Roar and Wabaku. Threatening Roar is better against Tempai because they cannot go into battle phase, and that way they cannot battle and trigger the effects. But Wabaku is better overall in other matchups because you can activate it even during your turn to chain your Pelos into it. And I like to play 6 copies of these cards because usually if I can make the game longer, I can usually outgrind my opponent. With these cards I can survive another turn. Rise to Full Height is the most relevant effect of this card is to banish it from grave and target one of your cards, and your opponent can only target that attack that monster. So that way even if you get rid of that monster, your opponent cannot attack you. And Destructive Daruma Karma Cannon is your main way to remove cards, monsters from the field, your opponent link monsters, and set everything from your opponent so you can protect yourself from battle and card effects. If your opponent has any sort of protection, you can set everything, and afterwards you can destroy opponent with elemental burst. And this is the really strong card that I need to order, because it's really old, and it says that you can if you can tribute wind, water, fire, and earth monster from a side of the field and destroy all cards your opponent controls, but we are never using the on-field effect. I mean, you are not never using it from your back row, always activating the transaction rollback from grave to copy its effect, ignoring the cost. So with the rollback you can destroy all of your opponent's cards on the field. And rollback is the most important card of this deck. Unfortunately, it's pretty expensive still. Next, 3 Needlebug Nest to mill 5 cards from the deck. 3 Fiend Griffing to mill Backjack and mess up your opponent's grave to shuffle it back. 3 Trap Trick. So this is the reason why I play 3 copies of, at least 3 copies of each card, except the Elemental Burst and the Tiding. This card is not that great to draw, but it's really good to mill, and with this card you can get back your Maiden from grave, and this is another way you can get a level 2 body on the field. And next, 2 Hope for Escape to draw cards, and another way to draw cards is Balance of Judgment. So with this card you can draw that many cards that is the difference between your sum of your hand and field, and the difference between your opponent's field. So usually I have only a couple cards on the field and hand, and my opponent has a lot of them, because I just prevent my opponent from killing with Waboku or Trenching Roar, and flip the Balance of Judgment and draw sometimes 5-6 cards with it. And that's it for the main deck. In the extra, I play 2 Paleozoic Apobinia to search the Paleo traps, Animacaris to deal with your opponent's card with destroying them, and also it can draw a card. Next, 1 Toad as a Omni-Negate, Gigantic Sprite. The relevant part of this card is also you can special summon one of your level 2 monsters from deck, but also the relevant part of this card is that it locks you and your opponent from going into level 3 or higher monsters, or rank 3 or higher. So you can floodgate your opponent basically with this card. Sometimes I just summon this card and activate its effect, so my opponent monsters cannot float. 1 Downer Magician to float into Zeus. I really recommend to play 2 Zeus, because you are often going into both of them. And 1 Typhoon. And next, for the links, I play 1 Ranked Anima. Unfortunately, we don't have Link Kuribo anymore, and Anima can deal with your opponent's monster if they place them into under the extra monster zone. And this is the way you can link off your backjack. 1 Paleozoic Camber Blaster, and with this card you can special summon this card with Coral Element, and if you get this card back, you can go into Link for Zealantis, and you are waterlogged afterwards. So with Zealantis you can banish your whole field and your opponent's field, and you can only special summon water monsters back. So if your opponent doesn't have any water monsters, they don't get anything back. And the last card in the extra is one Split Knight. And that's it for the extra deck and deck profile. Let me know in the comments what do you think about this deck, what would you change, and what other deck profiles would you like to see. Thanks for watching and see you next time.